This is the Be a Man podcast, and I'm CJ. Men, I want you guys to be very, very cautious of people who fear better, right? And when I say fear better, I'm specifically talking about people who have this ideology that certain things are too good to be true, that anytime they come into a situation to where something is really good and they may not be used to it, they automatically reject it. That is something that I want you guys to really, really be cautious of in 2019 and beyond, man. So let me give you guys an example, right? Say, for example, you met this young lady and you hit it off really good, right? The conversation was there, the sex was great, and this is over time, of course, but you guys really build a really good foundation for like a relationship or whatever it is that you guys have going on, right? The vibe is good, you guys go places, you do things together, and all of a sudden she throws a curveball at you and say something like, this seems too good to be true, right? Or she starts to throw out some like universal like hits that kind of forces you to fall back a little bit, right? The reason why that woman is like that is because, fellas, like, you gotta understand, like, some women are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 time losers when it comes to men, right? They have been with bum after lame after trash dude after, they've given so much of themselves to ain't shit men that once a man of value or character comes into their life, they believe something's up. They believe something isn't right. You could have the purest intentions. You could have the best, the best idea as far as like a direction. You could treat her well. You could be absolutely, the kindest person ever to this woman. If she's not used to dealing with men who actually give a shit about her, she's going to automatically put you in the category of being too good to be true. And she's going to find a way to create a wedge between you and her to where you no longer put out the same energy that you put out in the beginning, right? And what this is, guys, and I want you all to understand, man, this is her defense mechanism. This is what she does to protect herself. And this is what she does to make sure that the last 7 to 8 guys who's treated her like shit, she's trying to make sure you don't become that 9th guy. Now, the question is this here. This is the universal question. Do you stick around and try to be patient and try to get her to see or force her to see that, hey, I'm not like those other guys? Or do you say, you know what, I'm going to pick my battles. Those other guys, I don't have anything to do with them. If she can't see me for who I am, I'm just going to go find someone else. So which one do you do? Because those are the two options you have as a man. And I'm just going to come out and tell you, this is what I would recommend in that situation. Because I was actually having this conversation earlier last week. And one of my homies was telling me about this chick he had met, and everything was going good, and then all of a sudden she hit him with the, oh, this is too good to be true type deal. Now, what I would do is I would try to get her to explain what she means by that, because with men are more contextual. So if we have an understanding for the origin of how something is, we could at least accept it, even if we're not fans of it, right? So when that statement is made, you have to verify, like, okay, what do you mean, like, too good to be true? Or, because what she's doing is she's subconsciously comparing you to all the other guys that she's been with. Whether she admits it or not, she's comparing you to the other dudes. And that's a very, very dangerous game when that happens. If you allow it, it's very dangerous to play that game, because now you're competing against ghosts. You're competing against, your competition are guys that you have absolutely nothing positively to do with, right? So it's almost like getting hired at a job and the guy who was in the position you're in last time stole some computer equipment or something. So once you get hired, you have to, your first paycheck is deducted for the computer that the previous guy stole. Right? It's the same concept. Like, even though you weren't the one who stole the computer, if you're gonna fill that role, you're gonna subsequently pay for what the person did before, even if it's not intentionally done by the woman. Even if it's like on some, hey, yeah, that's a regular thing too, man. Like, you're gonna come across that with most women in today at some level. If she's been scorned or if she's been hurt by a guy before, it's very, very, very common for you to be ostracized for what some other guy has done. So if you come with good intentions and you're pure with what you want to do, and you mean well by her, and it's like on some like, I'm just really trying to be a good person to you. If she's not used to that, if that's not her norm, if that's not her reality, she's going to think you have something up your sleeve. And because of that, she's going to put you through all type of tests, and she's going to create all kind of barriers between you and actually getting to know her, that it just really wouldn't be worth your time, I think. Other guys may view it differently. Like, they may view it as a challenge and they may want to actually get through. But I'm the type of guy that I don't want to start off a relationship working on tearing down walls other people have built. Right? Because the idea is that once you meet a person, and see, everyone doesn't think like that, right? But I think that once I meet a person, I give people the benefit of the doubt until you give me a reason not to, right? So I don't have expectations. I don't have like any judgments or prejudgments on people in like a relationship sense, right? It could be like word around the street that you're this or you're that, but until I see those attributes, I'm not gonna put that on you. Because people can say anything, man. Rumors destroy so much potential in terms of a relationship. So I don't allow what I've heard about a person to dictate how I treat that person or how I view that person, right? I don't do that. But I will say this also. A lot of women will look at a man who is good-natured, genuinely like intact for the greater good of that particular woman. They'll look at a guy like that skeptical, right? Because she's so used to dealing with scum-type men that if you have an ounce of value or honesty or good character to you, she's not used to that, right? And then who's to say if you stick around and actually try to like crack her armor and break those barriers down, who's to say you actually get through? There have been men who've tried to like have literally broken their back to get a woman to see them for who they really are when they genuinely are good guys. And I just don't see the meaning in that. I don't. I really don't. People who fear prosperity, people who fear better, people who fear like the idea of something actually being great in their life are very dangerous, because along with them they bring a level of skepticism that will stunt their potential growth, whatever that may be. So she may actually have the potential to do something or be something, but because she's so afraid, and then too, that will kind of carry over to other parts of your life too, guys. Right? So I was just using that as an example, since this is the Be a Man podcast and we speak from the perspective of men. So I wanted to use women as an example, so you could tangibly understand like what I'm talking about. But it could be like men or women. You cannot fear better. Like, I don't care if you had bad luck at something your entire life and all of a sudden it goes right. It's okay to be skeptical. It's okay to ask questions, but you cannot denounce something that goes right in your life because you're not used to it happening. You should view it as a breakthrough. You can view it as a blessing. You can view it as an opportunity. You can view it as something going right, and now I have the opportunity to build upon that and actually try to build something that's kind of worthwhile. So you just got to be careful with denouncing something because it's actually right. Everything doesn't have to be wrong your entire life. There are good men out there. There are good women out there, right? We can't stick to this narrative that all women are trash or all men are trash, but people will tell you their history and their track record based off how they view things, right? So if you are a woman who think all men are trash, it's probably because you only attract trash men, and vice versa. So try to just have an open mind when things are working in your favor, all right? Don't overly question them. Don't overtly try to get around the fact that, hey, this could actually be something that's good for me. So hopefully I've invoked some form of thought. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Ladies too, if you're listening, thank you so much for supporting this podcast. I'm CJ. Me and Corin have some great content that's coming up ahead. So thank you guys so much. I'm so appreciative for you guys listening and engaging and asking questions. We are here to teach each other. And go out, man, and have you a great day. I'm CJ. This is the Be a Man podcast, and I'm out.